This, my friends, is the Hermitcraft Season 7 seed, before the Hermits messed it all up, or built on it. But the funny thing with their world is that a seed can be copied and you can play the exact same world without the player changing anything. And if you've been paying attention to the Hermitcraft series, Season 7, in the last 2, 3 weeks, so I'd say the last month, there has been a war between the Mycelium resistance and the HAP, or Hermit Environmental Protection. Now, you gotta step back and you gotta look at the history. So, Hermitcraft is all about hermits coming together, building their bases, and they have a shopping district where you can buy and sell items for diamonds. That's the currency. And they chose this beautiful mushroom biome as their uh, shopping district. And so they elected a mayor because things kind of got out of hand, like it was just unorganized and everything. So the mayor was elected and Scar was appointed. And he decided to get rid of all the mycelium and replace it with green grass. And things were going good. But some of those hermits didn't quite agree with the grass. They actually liked the mycelium. So they founded the Resistance. And Greensbarge, if you watch him or you don't, he's a hermit. He built a shop which started out as like a raft in a lake and is somewhere around here. And it slowly expanded. And then when this fight broke out, he kind of started the whole thing. And he set up his raft with an underground recruitment center for the mycelium resistance. And but that was found out by the HEP organization, and so he decided to move to a secret location. And I'm going to show you guys a photo of him digging out the new base. And then we're going to go find that somewhere in this world. Now keep in mind, guys, that it's a 4,000 square area that the world is in. So 4,000 by 4,000 by 63 is the area that we're going to have to search. So here's the picture. Okay, so that picture shows a ravine with some obsidian, and it's got 3 waterfalls and not much else. So I immediately started looking for ravines, and that didn't work very well because all I would do is just go into spectator and like immediately just start skimming underneath in like just wherever, and I started just going around. I go down to bedrock and just kind of look, is there a ravine? Now, the chances of me finding it that way are so slim that I gave up 5 minutes after, 5 or 6. Like, I wasn't timing it, but like, I just knew I was never gonna find it. And so I moved on to watching a little bit more of the video because I didn't watch the rest of it. And here's another picture. So I was like, no way. And the funny thing, well, not really funny, the thing with dungeons in any structure is that they can be found. with a third-party program. And lucky for me, chunkbase.com already had a file finder that takes your seed, like you have to type your seed in, and then it finds all the dungeons for you. And so all I had to do was type that in, write them down, and I immediately started to search with a little bit more precision. So the first one I did was teleport -1595 30 1981. And just like that, give it a second to load, and it would come up with nothing. And I was a little bit confused. So I went teleport, and then I went -1595 38 1581, and just did the next one on the list. And negative. So I was really confused at this point. So I went teleport, -157336 -1469, and give it a second to load. And there, I found a spawner. So I have a 1 in 3 chance to find a spawner so far. But this one didn't work because it was right under the ocean and there was no ravine. So I moved on and I wrote them all down. Now, there were over 200 possible locations, keeping in mind that the coordinates could never be more than 2000 or -2000 in any direction. So I started to limit my search. I started searching for ones that would be near lava, because in the picture there showed obsidian. So I, like 100 or so down the line, I started to go 1-8, no, sorry, let's see, teleport, 1755 11 -354. And this one was kind of interesting, and it made me spike a little bit. So you walk out, and there was a ravine, and I was like, no way, we found it. But then I had to reference that picture again, and sure enough, no, not that picture. So I worked my way all through the, well, systematically, if you think about the whole world as a square, I did all of the negative numbers, then the positive for like X and Y. No, wait, hold on. X and Z, and then I moved into the positive and the negative quadrant. And then I got to around the center of the world. So I went teleport 15, nope, hold on, 15, 14, 9, 1, 0. And this one was nothing. And after about 125 searches, I mean, yes, this one had a ravine, but not what we were looking for, because there was no dungeon. So then I went on to another strategy. So as I was going around for each dungeon, I decided that going 1,500 blocks out, or like 1,000 blocks out, even 500 blocks out, would be way too far for the shenanigans that they've been pulling. So Grian, in his last episode as of this recording, he made a sheep farm underground in the base as an attempt to set them loose on the shopping district to eat the grass and thus transform it and help the spread of mycelium. And that got me thinking, why on earth would you travel 500 blocks to transport sheep? Especially if like it's 20, 25 sheep, because you can only carry one in a boat. So I was like, it's like under 500 blocks. And then I started watching other people's videos. And if they fell in, or they found the base, or they just were a part of the resistance, they always were around the shopping district. And most of those people, if they just stumbled upon it in pure shock, they were like, oh, I fell in and I was up in the shopping district. And I'm like, okay, so either they're role playing this and faking it, or there's a legitimate probability that it's there. So I went teleport 0, 40, 0. And this brought me back to the Mycelium Island, Mushroom Island. And all I had to do was just start looking around. And I did that. And I found a ravine and just kind of looking around, but there wasn't anything here. And so I was like, no, that's no big deal. There are like many, or like 5+ mineshaft spawners and dungeon in the Minecraft Mushroom Island. And 2 of those are being used for decked out. So that leaves roughly 3. So I'm just kind of going around, and I kind of just look. And about 10 minutes, 20 minutes, I wasn't counting again, but I found some dungeons, and but I wasn't reaping anything because there was no uh, ravine. So I went back to chunkbase.com and I looked around the like 100 block radius of 0, 0. And I found this one, TP 151491. And it brought me here. Now, there's nothing too special about this, but if we look, there's a ravine. And I had to cross-reference it with the photo. And so I parked myself right about here. And I was like, okay, do we see obsidian? And I was like, yes, there's obsidian. Do we see 2 waterfalls? Yes. Do we see gold? Right here. Yes. Iron, lapis, and then I got nitty-gritty. I started counting how many blocks it was from the gold to the waterfall, and they matched up. Even the cut of the ravine matches up. You can go back to that photo, and you can look. You can literally count. And I was like, okay, we're pretty close. And so I counted the diorite pattern and the granite right next to it, and those matched up. And I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. So then I cut away the cobblestone walls of the dungeon, and I decided to look at the pattern. Now you can go back to that photo again. There's the iron, there's the redstone, 2 blocks away from the wall, and the mossy cobblestone pattern matches up. So thus I concluded, after about 35 minutes of searching, that I didn't have to go anywhere, but I just had to dig straight down. So thus, that's how I found the mycelium resistant base, which is kind of funny that they're like, it's going to be secret and everything, when like Scar built the base on top and the mycelium resistance built it right where I'm standing. Well, not right where I'm standing, right about here. Anyway, it has been a tremendous episode to find the hidden base. So if you guys enjoyed, please leave a like and consider subscribing. And if you guys like modded Minecraft, I have a whole series of modded villager building. But this is going to be it for me. I will see you guys in another video. Goodbye, everybody.